Welcome back to another video. Today we will be talking about World War I and how it had a significant impact on global health, resulting in the emergence and exacerbation of various diseases. In this video, we will explore the top 5 diseases gained from World War I, including their causes, symptoms, and impact. Understanding the health consequences of the war highlights the importance of prioritizing global health in times of crisis. Let's get into the video. Number 1. Spanish flu. The Spanish flu was a deadly influenza pandemic that spread across the world in 1918 to 1919. It is estimated that the pandemic infected around 500 million people, or about 1/3 of the world's population at the time, and claimed the lives of between 100 million people. The virus is believed to have originated in the trenches and camps of World War I, where soldiers were living in close quarters and under unsanitary conditions. The pandemic ultimately ended up being more deadly than the war itself. Number 2. Shell shock. Shell shock was a condition that affected soldiers who had been exposed to the trauma of war. The condition was characterized by a range of physical and mental symptoms, including tremors, nightmares, and flashbacks. It was believed to be caused by exposure to the stress of combat, and it was particularly common among soldiers who had been exposed to prolonged artillery fire. The term has since been replaced with the term PTSD, or post-traumatic stress disorder, which is now recognized as a mental health condition. Number 3. Trench foot. Trench foot was a condition that affected soldiers who were exposed to cold and wet conditions in the trenches. The condition was caused by prolonged exposure to dampness, and it could lead to numbness, swelling, and eventually gangrene. Trench foot was a significant problem during World War I, particularly for soldiers who were stationed in the trenches for long periods. It was caused by a combination of wet socks and boots, inadequate hygiene, and poor circulation. Number 4. Gas poisoning. During World War I, various poisonous gases were used as weapons on the battlefield, including chlorine, phosgene, and mustard gas. Exposure to these gases could lead to severe respiratory problems, blindness, and even death. The use of gas as a weapon was one of the most horrific aspects of World War I, and it had a significant impact on the health of soldiers and civilians. Long-term effects of gas exposure could include lung damage, scarring, and increased risk of cancer. Number 5. Typhus. Typhus was a disease that was widespread during World War I, particularly in areas where there were large numbers of soldiers and refugees. The disease is caused by a bacterium that is spread by lice, and it can cause high fever, chills, and a rash. The unsanitary conditions in the trenches and refugee camps of World War I made it easy for typhus to spread, and it claimed the lives of many soldiers and civilians. It was also known as war fever, due to its prevalence during wartime. In conclusion, World War I was not only a significant event in terms of its impact on global politics and society, but it also had far-reaching effects on the health and well-being of millions of people. The top 5 diseases gained from World War I, including the Spanish flu, shell shock, now known as PTSD, trench foot, gas poisoning, and typhus, all had devastating effects on soldiers and civilians alike. The conditions of the battlefield, combined with inadequate hygiene, unsanitary living conditions, and exposure to new forms of weaponry, created a perfect storm for the emergence of new diseases and the exacerbation of existing health problems. The legacy of World War I and its impact on global health serves as a reminder of the importance of addressing the health needs of those affected by conflict and the importance of prioritizing the health and safety of all individuals in times of crisis. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed, you can like, comment, or subscribe. If you want to watch more intriguing videos like this, check our page. Have a good day.